Okay, so here's an example of one of my card games that I like to use. This is called Quartett. Now, Quartett is a card game. You have 2 to 6 players. I do have the rules here. Basically, you want to make it so you have a 32 card deck. Okay, and I'm going to show you how to edit this file. It's pretty simple. I did include here as well some instructions. And kind of the idea is that it's a card game similar to Go Fish, but you are creating, instead of four of a kind, you're going to collect 4 words that fall under one category. So it's pretty simple and easy to go with. The first thing that you're going to do, though, is you are going to want to look at the card back. And designing the card back is pretty simple. I go to the Elements tab. I think that's kind of fun. And if you have, for example, let's say Quartet, you want to have a specific theme or a unit, you want to put something in there that is kind of fancy, kind of looks nice, and we're just designing the card back. So let's go ahead and start with castles. Because, I teach German and I love castles, and I love putting things on there that get the kids excited about it. So me personally, I love the designs that you could potentially put here. So with the castles, let's say we want to test this one out. We click and drag this so that it fills up just the card. Now, I like that one, but I think it's a little bit, it's not exactly what I want. I want something a little bit more realistic. And I got Schloss Neuschwanstein. This is a very famous castle over in Germany. So that one looks really nice. You could also use another one. Ooh, if I want to do like a spooky castle, I like that. So you see, all I'm doing is I'm clicking and dragging the different items here. And one of the things that you can do as well, we can kind of change the image. So if we click on the item that we want to change and we click Edit Image, then what we can do with it is we come over to the left here, and they have a couple of different colorings. So maybe you don't like the dark black, you want to do more of a purple hue there. Or let's say, for example, I guess there's a whole lot, not a whole lot of those. Maybe you want a little bit lighter one design, and you can do that. And so what you would do then is you would find the design that you want, and then you just input them all in. And that's basically how you do the card back. Okay, very simple to do. But let's go ahead and push into this area here, because this is where it gets a little bit trickier. So let's say, for example, if you were doing a food unit and you put in apple, like apples, bananas, and then you also had, I don't know, kiwis and limes. So what you would do is you first take that first word, apples, and we're going to type it up in the box up here. And then I see that I have some apples. Ooh, that one doesn't go in. Some of these will not automatically crop into it. So you do have to kind of be a little bit picky about which ones you do. That's good enough. Go with that. Yeah. Sometimes with the smaller frames, they don't go as well as you want them to. So we have that. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to bold the word that is in the picture. So the students can see that's the apples. On this one, you're going to write all the words again: apples, bananas, kiwis, and limes. And then so we take the second word, bananas, we make that bold. And we type in bananas. And then we go ahead and put this in. So then we have a picture of bananas. And then you do the same thing. Apples. Ooh, there we go. Bananas. Kiwis. And limes. So then we go ahead and take the next word, which is kiwis. We have some nice pictures of kiwis here. And we want the ones that will automatically fill. Some of these picture formats don't do that. So you just kind of have to play around with it and figure out which one will. The kiwis here. So we do that, we Control B. And as you can see, we start building up our cards. It doesn't take very long to do, but you would do that for all of the sections. Now, remember that you do want to get up to 32 cards. That means you need 8 categories to create this. So once you get done with this part here, then you're going to go ahead. They have duplicate page, and you go ahead and duplicate that page, and you get another sheet. Now remember, anytime that you duplicate the card fronts, we also want to duplicate the card backs. So we're going to duplicate that. Okay, so let's scroll out so you can see our cards better. And then we're going to go ahead and move this down because I need it to go card back, card front, card back, card front. So now that that's set up, you just zoom back in, and we just keep going ahead and adding those terms. So as you can tell, there's some more instructions here, kind of shows you how to do it. If you're looking to change some of the other elements, like for example, this blue background, let's say I wanted a background for each of the different categories, I could go ahead and click on that, and I can change it to green or blue, or whatever color I pick here, I can pick that. It's really helpful. Another thing that you can look at is like if you want to make it based off the photo colors, they have the different elements, just again to make it look a little bit more like the images there in your pictures, depending on which you choose. So that's kind of helpful. Again, it's about keeping things a little bit more consistent. So once you get this all the way done and you've created your card deck, what you're going to do is you're going to print this out. And I find that when you print it, make sure that you print, and these are centered, already pre-centered. So this should be able to be printed either flipping on the long edge or flipping on the short edge. Either way is fine. You print this out on cardstock, you laminate it, and you use what's called a corner rounder. I do have a video that kind of shows how to do that. And once you do the rounding the corners, you have yourself a beautiful card game that will last forever. So hopefully this was a helpful tutorial, kind of give you an idea about how to manipulate the different items in Quartett that you can utilize within your classroom.